Morning all. Alright, so we're going to start off today with a career video. Also a player that I'm going to throw into the THG Hall of Fame, because sure, why not? Dave Christian. Dave Christian, drafted 40th overall by the Winnipeg Jets in 1979. Now, when the Winnipeg Jets entered the NHL in 79, the NHL definitely took its share of star players off of that team and placed them around the rest of the NHL, giving Winnipeg not a lot. Now, for Dave Christian, he didn't join the team until later, and that was after the 1980 Miracle on Ice. He was part of that American team. Interestingly enough, his father, Bill Christian, scored the 1960 gold medal, clinching goal against the USSR for the American team for their first ever gold medal in men's ice hockey. So, like father, like son. Good omen. So really what the Americans need at one of these Olympics is some offspring of Dave Christian somehow to come through, or whether it's son, grandson, whoever, it doesn't matter. And then they should win it. So he joins the Jets, plays 15 games, 8 goals, 10 assists, 18 points. Not too shabby. Now this is an era where there's a lot of scoring going on, but still not too bad, getting 18 points in 15 games as a rookie. And then 80-81, it's still his official rookie season because he didn't play enough games the year before to not qualify as a rookie. Plays 80 games, 28 goals, 43 assists, 71 points. And he's ninth in Calder voting. The thing is, as well as he's playing, the Jets, the team itself, is bad. So what I remember of the Jets from that era was that I liked Doug Smale, I liked Willie Lindstrom, who would move on to play for the Edmonton Oilers. I like Dave Christian. I also like their goaltending, though looking at the numbers now, hey, I was a kid. So anyways, 81-82, 80 games played, so he plays every game for Winnipeg that year, 25 goals, 51 assists for 76 points. So absolutely fantastic season. That 51 assist total would be the highest he would record in a season in his career. He does play in the playoffs that year. Winnipeg starts to get better. Plays in 4 games, gets 1 assist. 82-83, plays 55 games for Winnipeg. 18 goals, 26 assists, 44 points. He does not record a point in the 3 playoff games that would follow. He ends up being traded. So why was he traded? He was traded because of a contract dispute between himself and the Jets. And the Jets decide, well, we'll just move him then. So June 8th, he's traded to the Washington Capitals in exchange for a first-round pick in 1983, which is used to select Bobby Dallas, who did play in the NHL, but I'm going to go ahead and say Washington likes what they got in that deal. So his first year in Washington, he starts to show some more of that scoring touch. 80 games played in 83-84, 29 goals, 52 assists, 81 points. So very close to the 30-goal mark. In the playoffs, 8 games played, 5 goals, 4 assists, 9 points. So he left a Jets team that looked like they were recovering from some really bad seasons. He has now joined a Capitals team that has gone through a lot of bad seasons themselves, and they're starting to get better. 84-85, 80 games played, so again, doesn't miss a game. 26 goals, 43 assists, 69 points. Reliable scoring from Dave Christian. In the playoffs, he adds a goal and an assist for 2 points in 5 games. 85-86, plays all 80 games, records career high 41 goals to go with 42 assists and a career high 83 points. So, needless to say, he's very happy with the Capitals. Things are going very well. In the playoffs that year, he gets 4 goals and 4 assists for 8 points in 9 games. He finishes 6th in Lady Byng voting that year. His 18 power play goals are 9th in the National Hockey League. So, very good on the power play, 41 goals overall. Things are going well. The offense drops off a bit in 86-87, however. In 76 games played, 23 goals, 27 assists for 50 points. In the playoffs, he adds a goal and 3 assists for 4 points in 7 games. 87-88, after the 87 season ends in heartbreak at the hands of the New York Islanders, 80 games played, 37 goals. So that's a nice bounce back from the 23-goal season. Just the 21 assists for 58 points. In the playoffs, he adds 5 goals, 6 assists for 11 points in 14 games. So the Capitals do get out of the first round that year. They can't advance much beyond that. And so that's the end of that run. 88-89, 80 games played, 34 goals, 31 assists, 65 points. In the playoffs, he adds a goal and an assist for 2 points in 6 games. So not missing games, playing quite well, pretty consistent. 89-90, however, he gets off to a slow start. In 28 games with the Caps, 3 goals, 8 assists, 11 points. This is an era where a guy gets off to a slow start, guy's struggling, he may very well get traded. Nowadays, with the salary cap, it really restricts those kinds of deals. He's traded December 13th to the Boston Bruins in exchange for Bob Joyce. Me as a Bruins fan, very happy to see Dave Christian headed to Boston. Veteran player. You could use veteran players and some depth. 50 games played. 89-90 with the Bruins. 12 goals, 17 assists, 29 points. In the playoffs, 21 games. They go all the way to the Stanley Cup final. 4 goals, 1 assist, 5 points. So good depth player there. I remember Christian, I remember Carpenter. There were some good depth forwards there. 90-91 is one full season with Boston, is also the season that he plays in the All-Star game for the first and only time in his career. In 78 games, 32 goals, 21 assists, 53 points. So another 30-goal season for Christian, big bounce back in the playoffs. He adds 8 goals, 4 assists, 12 points in 19 games. Boston has themselves a pretty good scorer in Christian, depth guy, veteran guy. So what could mess it up? Well, the Bruins decided to sign a couple of players out of St. Louis. They signed Glenn Featherstone and Dave Tomlinson. Young players. Players who didn't really pan out at the NHL level, but were in the compensatory period before we had restricted free agency UFA status like we have now. We would have an arbitrator decide. So what happens is he is transferred to the St. Louis Blues along with a 3rd-round pick and a 7th-round pick due to the Boston Bruins picking up Glenn Featherstone and Dave Tomlinson. I, as a Bruins fan at the time, may have been pretty disappointed in that turn of events. While I saw some potential with Featherstone and Tomlinson, I didn't see what Boston saw to take such a risk. So he goes to St. Louis, 78 games played in 91-92, 20 goals, so he's still at the 20-goal mark, 24 assists, 44 points. In the playoffs, he adds 3 goals in 4 games, so not too bad. But something falls off in between the 92 season and the start of the 92-93 season. October 4th, he's claimed on waivers by the Chicago Blackhawks. Yep, St. Louis waived him. Pretty sure I would have been, as soon as hearing he was waived, saying, oh, Boston needs to pick him up, but doesn't happen. So he plays 60 games with the Chicago Blackhawks in 92-93. 4 goals, 14 assists, 18 points. In the playoffs, he just plays 1 game in that run. 93-94, he adds 9 games to his resume, 3 assists, and he does play 1 playoff game that year as well. So in the end, he plays 1,009 games, 340 goals, 433 assists, 773 points. An excellent career, points-wise, games-wise, everything. But again, because he played during the high-scoring 80s era, it's easy to overlook his numbers. In the playoffs, in 102 games, he adds 32 goals, 25 assists, 57 points. But again, the Miracle on Ice team is one of a couple. I think the 1972 Canada Cup team and that 1980 Miracle on Ice team, you could make an argument for basically having a wing of the Hall of Fame where it's for teams that did something extraordinary. And the 72 Canada Cup team from Canada, and to me, the 1980 the 1980 Miracle on Ice team is right up there. And I'm thinking like the 2002 or 2010 Team Canada's at the Olympics might qualify for that as well. But yeah, it wasn't expected in 1980. I still remember. I remember all the hockey cards that had players from that Miracle on Ice team. That nice little USA logo in the upper right-hand corner. And that made it kind of fun. I remember collecting those cards, being, oh, that's fun. It's got USA up in the corner. Miracle on Ice it was. So Christian had a nice long career, and he had some Olympic gold to himself as well. And he also played for Team USA in Canada Cups. But of course, Canada Cups usually came down to the U.S., or it came down to Canada and the Soviets, whereas it was U.S. and the Soviets that were fighting it out in 80 as well as in 1960. But there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happen upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.